Welcome to IBCC channel. In this video, we are talking about the inter-area route summarizations. So, what is OSPF inter-area route summarizations? Take a look at these pictures. When we learn the OSPF LSC type, we know there is a multiple OSPF LSC types. So, the Type 1 will be summarized by the ABR to the Type 3. That summarization just simply summarize the Type 1 and remove the detailed information. Just keep the prefix, same prefix, and send to the other areas. Just like the diagram shows at the above, without inter-area route summarizations. So for instance, this is area 0, another side area X, in between the ABR routers. So inside area 0, there is a type 1 LSC. So without inter-area route summarizations, so this type 1 LSC will be simplified as a sum routes, keep the same prefix, and send to the area X. So just like the diagram shows, for instance, there is a 192.168.0.0/24. This is a type 1 LSC. Will be remove the detailed information, just keep the same prefix list as 192.168.0.0/24 and send to the area X as a type 3 LSC. So if there is a inter-area route summarize enabled, so they can further summarize the routes to be a large subnets. So and remove the details routes like the bottom shows. So for instance, they summarize the 192.168.0.0/24 and 192.168.1.0/24 into a slots 23 routes, that is 192.168.0.0 as a type 3 routes. So the details information of each subnet was removed. Just leave a big subnet and send it to the area X. So the command for configure the inter-area route summary is below. So this command is for the Cisco routers. So the command here is router OSPF process ID, and then to the area. So area ID. For this case above, the area ID here should be should be 0. So the range, after the range, keyword range, you put the address. For this case above, the address should be 192.168.0.0, and the mask. For this case, the mask is 255.255.254.0. So this is a summarize command. Okay, let's go next. Okay, so OSPF inter-area route summarization notes, right? So inter-area route summarization is done on the ABR. So here, like a diagram shows, only ABR can do the summarizations for the inter-area routes. So other routers cannot. So also, it applies to the OSPF inter-area routes that ABR generates. So it does not apply to the external routes. Command area ID range address mask, where the area ID is the area contains networks to be summarized. So here for the for instance, if I want to summarize this area X, right? The inter-area routes, so the area ID should be the X, right? Okay, the address and the mask will specify the range of the address of be summarized in one range. The discard routes is automatically generated by default. If for any reason you don't want to use this discard routes, you can configure the follow command under routes OSPF to the no discard routes internally. The components of the summarize with a maximum cost will determine the cost of the summarize routes. What that means? So that means if you want to summarize the area X, there are the three inter-area routes in the summary X. The first, the cost, let's say, is 1. Second cost is 10. The third cost is 30. So what is the summarized routes cost? So the new summarized route cost will be 30. That will be maximum one. Okay, let's take a look at this lab. In this lab, there is OSPF area 0 and another 3 different areas. OSPF area 50, area 60, area 70. Today we will, in the area 0, the network in area 0 is in the subnet. It's 10.0.0.x/31. So today we will summarize this internal OSPF routes to a big subnet. We will summarize those routes to the 10.0.0.0/24 and send to the area 50. So in the area 50, our subnet is in the 10.50.0.x/31. We will summarize these routes to a larger block, that is 10.50.0.0/24, and send this summarized routes to the area 0. So before we do this summarization, let's take a look at the current OSPF routing table, right? So in the area 0, let's first take a look at this core 1. This core 1 is inside area 0. Let's take a look at what the routes he learned. Show IP OSPF, show IP routes. Yes. Show IP routes. See, from the output of the show IP routes, you can see. So the 10.0.0.something/31. Now here is OSPF routes, intra-area routes. Also, you see the OSPF IA. IA is OSPF inter-area routes. You see there are 3 routes here from the area 50. So the IP address 10.50.0.something/21. There are 3 entrances here. So this is the inter-area. So after we do the summarization, these 3 small subnet will be replaced by a /24 subnet. Okay, so next, let's take a look at the, this router, ACCA. ACCA is the inside router of the area 50. Let's go here. So show IP route. Show IP routes. You noticed here there is a logic 10.0.0/31 routes here. All those routes is learned from the area 0. Type is OSPF IA. That means OSPF inter-area routes. So after we do the summarization, we summarize the area 0's small subnet of the inter-area routes into a large subnet /24. All this item here will be replaced by a /24 routes. So here is the route table. Let's take a look at the OSPF database on the ABR routes, right? ABR routes for this case is AGGA. This ABR is between area 0 and area 50. We will do the summarization on this ABR router. Let's go to this ABR router, take a look. Okay. Show IP OSPF OSPF database. Right. So AGGA. Oh, here it is. OSPF the database. First, see the summarize. So in the area 0, see the summarize link, non-link state routes, right? You see here the 3 items for the 10.50.0. There are the 3 items here. So that's the summary routes. Area 0 learned from the area 50. Let's go down, take a look. So in the area 50, in the area 50, see the summarized routes, summarized net link state routes. You see there is a multiple items regarding the 10.0.0 something routes. Here is so many, right? So this is the routes that area 50 learned from the area 0, right? So after we do the summarization, all this database here will be replaced by one item that will be the 10.0.0.0. In here in the area 0, so the summarize the net state link for these 3 items 10.50.0 something. The 3 item will be replaced by one item that will be the 10.50.0.0. Okay, let's start to the summarization. But first, we summarize area 0's the small inter area routes into the area 50. Let's do that. Okay, show run SR. Oh, take a look current OSPF configuration. Let's do this. Go to the route OSPF 10, to the area number is 10. So range. So which routes? What routes we will summarize? So we will summarize all the smaller routes to one big subnet. Will be 10.0.0.0. Subnet mask is 255.255.255.0. Okay, I'm done. So let's take the config. So last command means so we choose area 0 and summarize a smaller block to a large block like this. Subnet mask for the large block is 255.255.255.0. Okay, now let's take a look at what's changed. Let's go to the ACCA. That was inside router of area 5. Let's take a look at the routing table. So here the ACCA. Okay, show IP route. So take a look at these routes. Okay, take a look at the first one. So you see the OSPF IO, OSPF IA, that is OSPF inter-area routes for the 10.0.0.0/24. Oh, only one item here, right? So that means we summarize all the smaller blocks to a /24 already in here. Compare the before the output, you will see this. This is before the output. You see there's many smaller blocks regarding the 10.0.0. something. Now it's only one item here. Okay, that's summarized already. So let's do the opposite direction. Let's summarize the area 50 routes to a /24. Let's send this summarize routes to the area 0. Okay, we do the summarization. We will go to the ABR routers. Only ABR routers can do summarizations. Okay, router OSPF 10. We do the area. Which area we do? We do the 50. Then range. What routes we want to summarize? We want to summarize all internal routes to the 10.50.0.0. Subnet mask is 255.255.255.0. Okay, take a look at the config. Show run SR. Okay, this summarize command here. This means we will summarize area 50's inter-area routes into a larger route like this, 10.50.0.0, subnet mask is 255.255.255.0. Okay, now to check this, let's go to the core one. Core one is inside the router of the area 0. Let's see what's changed here. So just do the show IP route. So show IP routes, you take a look at the, okay, this item. You see that there's only one item regarding the 10.50.0.0. So this item, the subnet mask is 24. That means we summarize the smaller block of the 10.50.0. something to a larger block is 10.50.0.0/24. Compare the before the change. Compare here. You see, before there's a 3 item here, 3 item. Now it's 1 item with a larger block here, 50. So that means we summarize the summarize area 50 routes and send this summarized routes to the area 0. So core 1 already learned this one here. Okay, we did the summarize from both directions on the different areas. So one thing, okay, another thing I want to show you around is the OSPF database. From OSPF database, you also can see the difference. Let's go to the ABR router. Let's show OSPF database. OSPF database. So now you check. Go to the area 0's summarized net link states. You noticed here only have 1 item here, right? So 10.50.0.0. Compare the before. Before here is area. So before here is 3 items. Now it's replaced by 1 item with so that means we are summarized this one already. So that means area 0 learn the summarized routes from the area 50, right? And then you take a look at the area going down. Take a look at the area 50, right? Area 50 is a summarized net link states for area 50. You see here 10.0.0, only 1 item regarding the 10.0.0.0 here. Now you can see compare before, okay, let's go up, compare before here. You see before there is a lot of the item regarding the 10.0.0 something. There's many item here. Now it's replaced by 1 item. By 1 item, you already here. Okay, by 1 item. So that means we did the summarize ABR routers. When they generate the summarization routes, they generate the new summarization routes, replace the smaller summarized routes. So this is all about the router inter-area summarization. One thing I want to show you is in the ABR of the discussed routes. Let's see, show IP route. Show IP routes, you will notice the one thing here. You see, for this one, 10.0.0/24. Okay, this summarized. The outgoing interface is non-zero. This is a discard routes. Also, you will notice this one, 10.50.0.0/24. It's also a summarized routes. Outgoing interface is non-zero. Let's discard routes. Non-zero means when the traffic goes these routes will be discarded. So this is really important, right? For the prevent loop, right? This discard routes is really important. I suggest you keep here. Do not remove this discard routes. Okay, so okay, that's all about this video regarding the OSPF inter-area summary. So here, before wrap up the video, I will emphasize one thing. So OSPF inter-area summarizations only works for the OSPF inter-area routes. It no effect on the external routes, OSPF external routes. So basically, what the summarization do is the ABR regenerate the OSPF type 3 LSA. That's the essential of the summarization does. Okay, that's all about this video. If you like this video, please give the thumb up. Thank you for watching.